In about 3 months, I'm going to be doing a triathlon. It consists of a 1.1-mile ocean swim, a 50-mile bike ride, and a 13-mile run, all back-to-back. There's just a little problem. I don't know how to swim or how to bike. I think this is going to be one of the most challenging things I've ever done. Hi, my name is Ruben Villalobos, and let me walk you through how I got myself into this predicament. A few weeks ago, I got a call on Instagram from this guy named Brian. Now, I don't really know Brian. I've only met him once about 2 years ago at a Comic-Con.
Oh, all the time! Oh, this shot is so gay.
That is genuinely the full extent of our relationship. He is also an aspiring content creator, and he called me up saying he had this incredible idea for this YouTube series. Just an insane one. He has a 6-month break from college right now, so he's all in on content creation. He told me on June 1st, he wants to compete in an Ironman in Hawaii. He told me that I'm the only other content creator and athlete he knows, so he would want me to do it with him, just so we can upload weekly training videos together and, document the entire progress. I have heard of an Ironman before, but I didn't really know the specifics of it, so I told him I would do research on the topic and I'll call him back later with my answer. I looked up what an Ironman is, and it's a 2.2-mile swim followed up by a 100-mile bike ride, and then after that, you finish up with a 26-mile run. After I read that, a cartoon-sized gulp went down my throat. I started shivering in my timbers. My boots were quaking. I had no idea if it was even possible for me to train for something so Herculean in just 3 to 4 months. People spend years preparing for an Ironman, and I've never even ran a marathon. Like I said, I don't even know how to swim. Luckily, I learned that the race in Hawaii is a 70.3 Ironman. That means it's only half an Ironman, so like I said, it would only be the 1-mile swim followed up by a 50-mile bike ride, then a 13-mile run. But trust me guys, it's still really impressive, okay? It's all back-to-back, no breaks in between. And a half Ironman is still extremely arduous, but honestly, that's what makes me excited. It seems almost impossible, but that's what makes it a worthy challenge. So anyways, the next thing I did after learning all this information was call up Brian. All I said was, I'm in. I know I've already committed to this, but I won't lie guys, a lot of this still terrifies me. I'm genuinely scared. I'm super into boxing and martial arts in general, and I'm gonna have to put that on the back burner. I'm extremely into bodybuilding and powerlifting, and I won't be able to lift at all for the next few months. I'm sacrificing a lot of what I love to do this. It's only been a few weeks of me training, and I already miss lifting with the boys. I'm also so incredibly anxious that I won't even be able to complete the damn thing. But oh well, I guess. The only thing left for me to do is train, right? I can't let my fears hold me back. Even if I don't complete this, I will achieve more in failure than most people do in success. After overcoming my fears and anxieties of starting, I just got into it. I looked up Ironman coach and I messaged every single coach that came up. It was kind of the same copy and paste message with slightly different wording for different people. I told them I was a YouTuber and I didn't have much experience, but I wanted to do this thing and document everything. I got like 10 responses in the first 2 days. It was actually fairly quick. Everyone had the same follow-up questions. So what's your experience level again? What's your marathon time? What's your endurance like? Blah, 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 blah. I responded to all of them, reiterating that I literally had zero experience, that I'm barely an endurance athlete, that I do martial arts and I run for my training, but that's about it. I also reiterated that I don't know how to do 2 of the 3 sports required for the triathlon. I immediately got ghosted by 9 out of the 10 coaches. They saw what I had to say, and they're like, this guy must have smoked an insane amount of crack before sending this message. This guy is actually an insane schizophrenic. The one coach that didn't ghost me, however, his name is Peter, and he's the GOAT. He's the goddamn motherfucking GOAT, dude! He asked to set up a Zoom call to discuss my goals further, and that's exactly what we did. He told me in the Zoom call that I'm just a little crazy town banana pants, but my goals aren't entirely impossible. He He told me in all honesty that there's no chance I can win, but there is a possibility I can complete it within around 6 hours. I don't know if that's a good or bad time, but honestly, my main goal is just to complete it. I really just want to show people that anything is possible, even if it's something you've never done before. Peter and I worked out a deal, and he said he would start training me in about 2 weeks. The reason he said he would start training me in 2 weeks is because, to be honest, all of this started happening at a very inconvenient time. A week after I talked to my coach Peter, I had a trip to Florida. It was a birthday trip that was planned months in advance. The advice given to me was to just start, just to do anything training-wise before I left to Florida. I took that advice to heart, and I did everything I could within that week to purchase as much equipment as possible. I already run 15 to 20 miles a week for boxing, so I didn't need any running equipment. I had everything I needed. The swimming stuff wasn't really hard to buy. All I bought was a silicone swimming cap for extra glide and to protect my hair from damage. I also got these big old goofy goggles so I could see underwater, and I got a swimming shirt for extra glide, baby, so I could just cut through that water. I truly know nothing about swimming, but thankfully my friend Zach is a fantastic swimmer and he showed me the basics. He taught me to cut through the water, opposed to just slapping it. He taught me proper swimming posture and how to turn my hips a bit with each stroke. He taught me how to take a little breath in between strokes, and he also taught me how to breathe and conserve my breath. I think overall the session went good, but I was still really bad at swimming, which is honestly not unexpected because it was my first time really swimming in a pool. Also, the pool was going to shut down in 45 minutes because we got to the gym pretty late, so we really didn't have that much time to do as much as we wanted. So I came back the next day to train on my own, and that went I just finished swimming for the second time. It went a lot better. This time I was able to cut through the water and take a breath. I'm learning the breathing through my mouth only, not through my nose, just whenever I breathe. It's going very well. But apparently, I still suck ass. As I was swimming laps at the YMCA, there's a guy next to me wearing an Ironman cap, and apparently he's doing the Ironman as well. And it was crazy, because I was about to ask him for some tips, but there was this this old lady behind me that was like, oh my god, you fucking suck at swimming, dude. And she told me, she was like, ask that guy for tips, please, he's doing an Ironman. Do you know what an Ironman is? It's a triathlon. So I talked to her, and I'm like, oh, actually, I'm gonna do an Ironman in June. And her jaw dropped, and she straight up told me, she's like, you should drop out. She was like, no shot, you're gonna do this. She's like, you can't, you're gonna fucking die. This woman was stressing about me. But anyways, this Ironman guy, he's competed in a bunch of Ironmans, a bunch of half ones, he's done a few full ones, and he was telling me all these tips on how to cut through the water, how my hand placement is. And this woman kept butting in like she was a fucking Olympian. She was like, actually, when I was in high school in 73, But the guy was super nice. He told me, he was like, look, dude, you have a good running base from what I hear. You got a good biking base. He was like, swimming, he's like, that's the one thing you gotta work on. And he told me that he said when he first did his first Ironman, he didn't know how to swim either. So it gave me hope. He told me, he's like, the most important part is that you're in the water and you're doing it. You're gonna get better. And I was like, thanks, man. And the woman came along, she's like, no, bro. She's like, you're gonna fucking die. She's like, don't do it. Please, I'm worried for your health. So, I had the running down. I had the swimming down. Now it is time for the hardest part of the process, which is getting the biking down. Holy shit, I had no idea if it was even possible for me to find a good bike within a week to start training immediately. I literally know nothing about bikes, but luckily my parents have some. I took this black one and I brought it to a local bike shop. I asked the guy if he could help me change the bike pedals to pedals with that click on. It's recommended that you have these click on pedals where your shoes literally click into the pedals so you become one with the bike. As soon as I showed him the bike I brought, he looked at me and he was like, are you fucking stupid? You're gonna try to compete in an Ironman on a mountain bike? You fucking idiot. Okay, he didn't say that. He was actually really nice. And he explained that it was a mountain bike and that it's really only meant to drive on a mountain and that it was gonna be impossible for me to do a race in it. He told me I needed a road bike and I needed it to get adjusted to my height and length so that I'm comfortable on it. And he recommended a cool shop that was like, look, man, they'll hook you up with a badass bike for only $400 to $600. Got excited. I'm like, oh, it's cheap as fuck for a bike and they're gonna fit me. This is gonna be awesome. So that was a fucking lie. I drove almost an hour out to this mystical, legendary bike shop that's gonna give me this badass $400 road bike. And the cheapest option they had was $1,200. I was genuinely shocked. I didn't expect to blow that much money. And even then, when I was in there, the guy who was selling me the bike, he was like, look, if you're gonna do a triathlon, do not use this $1,200 bike. It is ass. This is a beginner bike. This is the type of shit you give to toddlers. It was like, if you do a triathlon in this, you will ache, you'll hurt, you'll be in pain, your ass will hurt. The guy told me he didn't have any cheaper bikes, so he recommended that I look on Facebook Marketplace. That was the best idea anyone has ever had. I messaged so many people about bikes. I was on that grind, literally just like an hour. I would just look up bike near me and be like, can I use this for triathlon? Can I use this for triathlon? Do you have a road bike? Do you have a road bike? That is when Dylan came in clutch. Truly the GOAT of bike salesmen. He wasn't even selling a road bike on his page. He was just selling like a regular bicycle. And I messaged him. I was like, hey, by any chance are you also selling a road bike? And he was like, oh, it happens I am. He had a road bike he was trying to get rid of for a while. He was going to sell it for $2,200, but he was like, honestly, man, I just want to get fucking rid of it. Yeah, I can give it to you for $2,000. He is such a GOAT because I looked up the bike and it retails for $3,200. On top of that, the bike he sold me was used in a triathlon before, so it already had the click-in pedals. It was already ready to go. I just needed to buy some bike shorts and I could be fucking zooming on that thing. I don't know if it's just placebo because it is an expensive bike, but like riding it is incredible. That is the best bike I've ever sat on. I could ride fucking 25 miles on it easy. So I went to my local bike shop to buy the shorts and some shoes, and they fucking hooked me up there. I'm not gonna lie. They gave me free snacks. They took like $100 off my order for no reason. They were just G's. Everyone I've met who's done a triathlon or have been in the Ironman community are the most humble, beautiful, incredible people I've met. They're just so nice that it inspires me. I'm like, fuck, it gets me fired up. It gets me ready. I get fueled. I'm like, fuck, these people are giving me everything. How could I let them down? I have to succeed. I was so fired up. The next day, the first thing I did was hop on my bike. I was told to practice like clicking in and out my shoes multiple times so I don't fall over. And I did, but I still fell over 6 to 7 times. But besides all that, the biking felt great. I think I hit like 14 miles, easy peasy lemon squeezy. That shit was truly light work, no reaction. That bike was incredible. My hands were a little sore because I'm not used to being in this position, but it was great. It's a fantastic bike. I think that was a really good purchase I made. Alongside all the endurance training, I was also hitting the gym to do joint exercises. I want to stop knee and hip pain before they even appear. I used to have a history of knee pain, and my God, do I not want that. I felt great. My diet was on point. I was so fired up and ready. And then I went to Florida. I had a fantastic time. I went to Universal. I went to Disney World. And I was truly humbled because I met one of my biggest idols, one of my biggest inspirations on my birthday. And I don't think I could have asked for any better gift. Oh my God, it's Patrick and Squidward. It was a great time overall, but Florida is cursed. Florida is like the Dark Souls of the United States. As soon as I got there, shit just started going wrong. I just lost my ability to sleep. I was only getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep each night, and I was fucking suffering. I thought, hey, maybe it's just because I'm in the hotel. I'll come back and things will be normal. Came back home. I took 2 rest days, and again, only about 2 to 3 hours of sleep each night. It was fucking terrible. Like, okay, all bits aside, I'm not even joking. This is one of the worst I've ever felt in my life, and that makes me so angry, sad, and depressed because this has been one of the best times of my life. I'm surrounded by so many great people I love. I have a goal I'm working towards. YouTube is starting to do good, and my body just shuts down for no reason. I know what everyone in the comments is going to say. Oh, have you tried melatonin? Oh, have you tried tea? Have you tried what? And you guys, thank you. I know it's super helpful, and you guys are trying to be nice, but I've tried everything. Okay, guys, I take sleepy time tea. I've had melatonin. I take magnesium. I take glycine to change my body temperature overnight. I take hot showers to change my body temperature overnight as well, right before I'm going to go to sleep. I don't use any blue screens 45 minutes to an hour before bed. I'm doing basically everything. I fucking meditate. It's been 2 weeks since I've gotten back from Florida, and I've barely been able to train, if anything. The training sessions I do have are just like my warm-ups, and that's as much as I can handle because anything after that, I'm gonna faint. The only reason I'm able to do this right now is because I literally just chugged like 300 milligrams of caffeine just to like spike me up to record a video. That's also why I'm late on all uploads, just because every day I wake up and I'm like, oh, I've been laying in bed for like 3 hours every morning, which is highly unusual for me. I spend the majority of every night in light sleep. I barely get any REM or deep sleep, so I'm essentially just taking a nap each night, and that's why I feel like such shit. My body just refuses to hit REM. It's not that I can't fall asleep, it's that when I do, I wake up 10 to 20 times, sometimes even 30 times at night, and it's fucking horrific. It's really taken a toll on my mental and physical health to the point where, like, the other day I was one minor inconvenience away from becoming the Joker. To be honest, guys, I think it just might be that I'm really, really stressed. The honest truth is that I'm scared about the future. YouTube has been my passion for so long, and if I can't make a career out of this, or entertainment in general, I don't know if I'll be happy. That's basically the full story of the Ironman so far. It started off with such rebels, man. It just started off with, I came in with such a hot start, and then it just fizzled out because my body just refuses to sleep. Thankfully, my doctor has referred me to a sleep specialist, and he's given me sleeping pills, which kind of worked the first night, but we'll see how they continue to work. I got a second prescription yesterday, actually, and that was the first night I got better sleep. Yeah, and I'm actually feeling okay today. Still not good enough to train, but feeling a lot better than I was. No matter what, however, I will overcome this, and I will be able to do the Ironman. I will get better. The sun always shines bright after a dark night. Right now, my goals seem impossible. But like I said, that's what makes it a worthy challenge. I'm going to make a video every month updating where I'm at. Maybe next month I upload, I'm like, dude, let's fucking go. I just did a 70-mile bike ride. I'm fucking ready. Or maybe next month I can be like, guys, the sleep disorder got worse. I haven't slept. I'm going to kill myself. But who knows, The future is way too uncertain to be anxious about it. All I can do is continue to try, continue to work, continue to train, and continue to try to get some sleep. Subscribe so you can follow along on the journey, and please watch another video. I think that's about everything I need to say in this video, so that's about it. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.